Hello everybody, my gig as a referee is now over, so I'm now on full-time review preview show. My special guest today would be Mr. Rob DeChoco.
Or Austin from Texas. Yeah.
Nice one. So it's been an interesting week so far. We had a little bit of fun on the waiver wire. A couple of bids that I saw were Fred Davis, $26, the one and only. Well done, Thunder Buddies, is all yours, I guess. And Julian Edelman for $16. I was kind of shocked about that one. What do you think, Rob?
The funny part was there was another team actually also at $16 right on the nose.
Wow, pork chops, well done. You got them. Well done, man.
I found a little odd how Plaxico finally got disposed for Ramses Barton, $21 bid. Bit heavy, but sounds good. The very curious one was Christian Ponder, $41 bid. How many other bids?
With zero competition. Well done, Tom.
And so now Tom's down to $1. And Larry's down to $9 after throwing his money all over the place, however he does.
All right, let's move on to some previews. Okay, first matchups. G.I. Joe, top team last week. He's playing underdog Larry. And Larry spent all that money, and he's got some good players, and he's missing some. Like I said, he's down to the one quarterback this week, so he's got to play it wild. And the running back matchup of Bradshaw versus Aaron Brown, I think it's going to pan out to be quite a good one this season. I'm looking forward to it. I like G.I. Joe to really win this game. He's still got his two excellent quarterbacks to play, and he's already performed 31 points so far from two of his players, so good for you. Rob.
I'm going to go with G.I. Joe on that one. Put me in the books for G.I.
No
Joe.
props. Got it. Next up, G.I. Joe versus Bada Bing. Again, we've mentioned Joe's team. He's got a solid squad. I think he's going to perform well. Bada Bing's been hit by the bye weeks. He's missing Roethlisberger, Brown, and
Reggie
Wayne, yes, from Indianapolis. Also Wallace from G.I. Joe's team, so it's not the only one. But again, I fancy Joe to just pip him at the post. I think Bada Bing's been hit by too many bye weeks. But what do you think, Rob?
Mark me down for G.I. Joe.
Good one for you, Joe. 2 in the books. Moving on.
Game 3. Now Bada Bing goes up against Thunder Buddies. Thunder Buddies, I want to thank you for those 3 exact same offers for Hakeem Nicks with just about one of your lower guys. I really love those kind of trades. Buds, well, he's got some tough matchups also, and he's sitting the very famous Chris Johnson, who that was a big trade of last week. So with Vincent Jackson and Jordy Nelson, nice matchups. Nothing else. 2 running backs who I don't really like in Steven Jackson, Daniel Thomas. I'm actually going to pick the man with all the guys on bye week. Put me down for Bada Bing in that matchup.
Good for you. I'm going for Bing also in that one. I do like his running backs. He's going running back heavy. 4, Jamal Charles, Peterson, Tate, and Murray. So let's see how it plans out. We'll see where it goes from there.
Game 4. The Thunder Buddies now goes up against Scorpion. Well, we just talked about the Buds, but Scorpion, that's one of my favorite teams. And when you
Rob does have a bit of a man crush on that team, but never mind.
Let's put Peyton Manning up against Oakland Puss defense, one of the worst pass defenses. The law firm's got a nice matchup, and Decker. And let's not forget his overall nice lineup. So mark me down, Scorpions.
Unfortunately, Buds, yes, I'm thinking you're going 0-2 this week. I'm picking Scorpions to win that game too. Moving on.
I just want to say that, Buds, I think that might put you at 0-7.
Ay caramba. There's still plenty of the season to go. Scorpions, your next matchup is against Haggis. It could be a little bit of a barn burner. There's some issues on both teams. But I do like Roddy White, Des Bryant, Decker. You've got Bush and the law firm, just as he mentioned. But Haggis, Vic and Ponder, you never know. It could be all or nothing. Good matchup for Ponder this week. I love the quarterbacks, the running backs, Sproles and Matthews. Love that. But you've already played 2 guys. You've got 14 points. No performance from your tight end. So I hope things pan out for you for the rest of that game. I'm going to have to take, on a shot, I'm going to go with the Scorpions to win that game. What do you reckon, Rob?
I can't pick anybody else other than the Scorpions.
No
Rack
problem.
up Scorpions
2
with
for
a double win week.
Haggis, your second game is against Underdog. We've mentioned Underdog early. Like I said, Larry's down to the 1 quarterback, 3 running backs. But like I say, Haggis, you know what? Because I picked you against you in the first game, I'm picking you to win this one. So, Tom, you're up. What do you reckon?
I think that's a toss-up. And I know Larry, the person he despises most is Tom. And so I'm going to give that one to Big Larry just because he's in my division and I don't want him.
Showing a little love to you, Larry. Well done, man.
I don't want him coming over to my door.
What do you got, Rob?
Game 7. We got TKO, Punch Out, going up against Curtis, Never Nervous. And what's up with Curtis and that name?
All right, little update on the name there. He said after all the flack he took over that name, he said he's deliberately keeping the name. So it will be Curtis from now till the end of the season just because he can.
Ooh, a little bit of stubbornness. All right. We're going to go with Punch Out here. He's got Breeze, Rivers, Percy Harvin, Dwayne Bowe. Lots of good guys there. And despite he's always a good team, always a good guy, I'm actually going to pick the guy with no running backs. Shocker. Put me down for Peyton Hillis and Danny Woodhead. Never Nervous Curtis pulls off the upset with great quarterback play. And Steve Smith, Victor Cruz, the awesome tight ends. Curtis, you mark me down for a win.
I'm going to be a bit of a homer on this one. I'm going to go with the guy in my division. As much as I might want you to win, I think, Matt, you're going to pull it out. I think Rivers is finally going to perform again. He's going to wake up and realize he's a quarterback, and I think you might be able to sneak it. So moving on, Rob, what you got?
Game 8, I got TKO now going against Tenacious T. Yep, Tenacious T, the diminutive one. He's got some funky issues going on right now with Beanie Wells right in the lineup, yet he's on IR.
That's a belief, so yes. That was the latest from the medical staff.
And Stafford, what's going on with him?
I don't know. Unsure at the moment. That's an uncertain pick.
Yet, I'm going to, Matt, have to throw you a double loss because I'm going to pick Fitzgerald, Jennings, Calvin Johnson, and Denarius Moore with a nice matchup, even though, beep, 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 latest news, we got Calvin Johnson on the board and a serious offer supposedly from Chris. He wants everybody to know, hurry up and chime in your offers.
Well, Matt, I'm going to show you some love here again, mate. I'm sticking with the division. I'm taking you to beat Chris, okay? I'm putting him down in my game. I think you're putting him down in yours. Good for you.
So you got double win for Matt. I got double loss.
Yes, indeed. We'll see how that pans out. Moving on. Oh, speaking of my division, myself. Game against Tenacious T, Chris. Hello. As we've already mentioned, there's a couple of issues with your squad. And I haven't had a chance to bask in my own glory, but Joe Flacco, Richardson and Smith played last night, produced nicely, 20-point average. So I'm on 58 points already. I like Griffin, I like Lynch, and I like AJ Green, my three other big hitters. So I think I've got enough firepower there to beat you, Chris. So what do you reckon there, Rob?
I'm going to go with Chris. I'm going to give him a double win. I think he just pulls out against all the odds, even though he's got crummy running backs. That awesome wide receiver, too strong. Rack me up for Chris.
Well, we'll see how that pans out. Okay, next game, Dogs Bollocks versus French Army. Yeah, Mark, you did rape me with that first trade of the season, but I'm coming back for some more. Okay, here we go. Mark's got a good little squad. Eli Manning, he's going with a 2 running back look. Benson and LaShaw, who picked up on an awesome trade last week. I think your new name is going to be DeChoco after that performance. And he's going with a 5 wide receivers. Ramsey's Burden being his leading guy. Apart from being named after condoms, I don't know nothing about this guy, but I wish you the best. Unfortunately, I'm taking you down this week.
I know you're my brother-in-law and everything, but I'm going with the Dogs B on this one. Army Napoleon goes down.
All right.
Well, and now the final 2 games, the Battle of the Marks, where we got Marks French Army, and it's going to go up against Pork Chops. And Pork Chops, I mean, I know we got that name from a few years ago, and this man has made the playoffs on a few occasions, so he's always performed. But I say we petition right now for a name change. Hail Mary. I know you have another name in mind.
50%, that's right. 2 guys, 50% of his team. Let's hear it from him.
Okay, well, the Hail Marys, well, they got Brady, Rogers, and Mojo. And other than that...
I don't recognize anybody on his squad.
That sounds about
but
right.
Never mind.
And you got to hope and pray that Fred Jackson comes back soon. Other than that, Robert Meacham trade. So I'm going to give that one to Napoleon and his French Army.
I'm sticking with you, Rob. As much as I'm going to kick his ass in the one game, I'm giving it to you, Mark, in the next game. Sorry, Pork Chops.
And the final game of the week is Hail Mary Pork Chops, who's only scored 2.7 points on one player already. And he's going against Never Nervous Curtis.
Wow, this is a tough matchup. I'm telling you what. Curtis has been talking me up all week about this game. He said, I don't care what happens in any other matches this week. As long as he beats Pork Chops, he will be satisfied. So watch out, Mr. Calvacchio. He's be all over you here.
And yet, Mark, you wanted a rival. You got yourself
You
one.
got one.
In Never Nervous Curtis. And I'm going to go with Never Nervous Curtis.
Unfortunately, Mr. Calvacchio, I'm going with that way too. I'm giving it to Curtis. He is a fellow workmate with me, so that would be the pick that I'm going with. So that wraps up the preview show, and we will check in and see how we did at the games this Sunday. All right, take it easy.
That was much better.